Right, so today we are going to be talking about a laser we have previously reviewed. It is the Algolaser Pixi. I know if you haven't seen that video already, I'll put a link in the top corner there for you. It's a fantastic little laser that is an absolute workhorse. As you can see, the laser itself, it's no more than 200 millimeters wide or 200 millimeters deep. But the tiny size of it does not mean it is a bad laser. By all means, this is a fantastic little machine. Whether you're using it in the workshop to do little things like slate or keyrings, or if you're out doing a stall and you are running it from a small generator, this small machine packs a really big punch whenever you use it. But I'm just going to go through a few things I have been using for this laser, and you'll see from some of the clips I'll put up on the screen, I have been using this laser to engrave things like slate coasters. So not only have I been engraving images on slate coasters, I've actually been using this machine to run some really neat vectors on. And as you'll see in a moment, these have come out super clean. And for such a small laser, the details this machine are producing are just unreal. Honestly, they are so crisp and clean. You wouldn't think a machine this small could produce details this good. And now you'll see on the screen, we've actually been using this machine to engrave a number of leather patches. Now, what makes this machine perfect for leather patches is the leather patches don't actually require much power to get a nice finish on it. So you can put the power nice and low, and then you can raise the speeds right up and just get such a clean finish on these patches in minutes. So not only do we engrave wood items with this laser, we've actually been using this machine to cut out some balsa wood to make some jigs for where our items are going to go. So if you look at the items we are engraving, they are placed in a small cutout on a piece of wood. That piece of wood has been cut out to the size of the bed, which is roughly about 100 by 100 mil. And I'll place it on the bed exactly where you can see the markings go. So on the bed, you can see there are markings 0 to 100 in the X and the Y. And I've just got some double-sided sticky tape on the back of these jigs, and I'm just sticking it exactly in the same place every single time. So it's just following the grid. I know exactly where it goes. So when it comes time to engrave a certain part, I'll get that jig, I'll put it exactly in the right place. I'll put the part directly in the center. Then it'll be a nice snug fit within the jig. And then I know then within LightBurn, all I need to do is just load up that jig file, import whatever I'm engraving. So if I'm doing some text, I'll just load up some text to fit within that jig. And then I just press go. And with that, it'll engrave it exactly where I want it to go every single time. And that's one of the really good features with this machine. You don't have to take your computer with you everywhere you go. So if you're taking this laser to something like a craft fair, you can actually import your designs into the laser itself. It'll save on the internal memory. So if you've got a certain pattern that you'd like to engrave on different items, you can just load it up there and then from the machine. So again, you can see some ornaments we've cut out using the laser. So these are just Christmas tree ornaments we've cut out of balsa wood. So the first one we cut out, that'll then be used for our jig. I'll put that to one side and then I'll cut out the rest on other pieces of wood. And then once I'm ready to engrave, I'll just load my jig back into place, again following the grid on the bed to know exactly where this jig's going to be placed. Again, stick it down with double-sided sticky tape, and then I'll load up that jig file within LightBurn. Then I can just put my cutout piece in there ready to go. So again, that is exactly what I've done here with these tree ornaments. I'm placing different cutout trees in that jig every single time. So it'll be a different name or a different word I'll load up in there. But again, I know that engraving is going to go in the exact same place every single time with using this jig. And then lastly, another thing I'll mainly be using this machine for is engraving these wooden keyrings. So with this laser being a 10-watt diode, you get a really nice finish on wood. So you haven't got to put the power up too much. You're just putting it up to about 50-60%, enough just to leave a nice dark mark on the top of the wood. That'll be permanently there, but it's not going to leave any soot or residue on the wood afterwards. So I'm going to show you now some of the items I have made with this. So these are the items I'm making now ready for the Christmas rush. And going from last year, these are the items I'm mainly just going to be doing because I know these items sell well. So we'll take a closer look now at our slate we've done. So this is a detailed image of Santa holding a reindeer, I believe. You can see all the details have come out on there. Really, really nice. And then the text at the top, I actually had to change it afterwards to be a vector because the text I had with the image wasn't really dark enough. So you might see on there the original text that was on there. I just changed it afterwards and then just engraved it back over the top. So that was engraving an image with it. Now let me show you how good it is engraving vectors. So these are a couple of images I produced just using ChatGPT. Very simple, putting in the prompt I wanted. Then I converted the images into vectors using LightBurn. Placed the image in the center of where I knew the slate was going to go using the jig, which again I'll show you in a moment. And then just press go. Again, the details on these are so crisp and clean. Everything just looks really good. I haven't really done much like vector engraving on slate really on this channel. I think going forward, especially using this machine, I'm just going to do a lot more of it. It just looks so good and so clean. I just generally think I'm going to be doing a lot more of this type of engraving on slate. And now before I show you the jig I used for the slate coasters, I'm going to show you some leather patches I done, because the jig I kind of made it like a 2-in-1, which will make sense in a moment when I show you. So I've just done a load of these type of patches. They're fake leather patches they are, which you can iron on to like clothing and hats and things like that. But if I just show you how good that looks. Again, with these leather patches, you don't need much power. So you can just go really, really fast with a low power. And especially with this laser, the details all come out so crisp. The speed I tried this at first of all, I'm surprised no steps or anything was skipped, because I think I absolutely maxed the speed out. But yeah, I was just impressed with it. The first settings I tried just worked perfect. But let me show you how I doubled down with this and this bit. So this is the one for the slate. If I put this on the inside without it falling through, now this is the perfect size for my leather patches. Again, I just place them in the middle, all already stuck down with a double-sided sticky tape. And then with LightBurn, again, I'll load the relevant file for the patches, import the design, and again, press go. And then the design's in the exact center every single time. I've drawn the circle, which has been the cutout, and I know whenever I load that file up, I just need to import my design to go within that circle. Once that's in there, I'll put my material within where the cutout is and just press go. And you see we've got another cutout on the other side of this jig, and this is for my keyrings. So that just sits in there. So again, on the bed, I'll line this side up with the front of the grid on the bed. Know exactly where that goes. And again, these keyrings will sit perfectly in the center. And when I import the designs, I know exactly where they're going to go. And if I can just show you a close-up of that keyring. So all it says on there is I'm on the nice list. Again, a nice little idea for a keyring. And now again, lastly, this is one of the most popular type of designs I did sell last week. So again, I'll be doing a lot more of these this year. So this is the jig I've made for my Christmas trees. And then this is the cutout from it. So I make the one jig and I'll cut out as many of these as I can out of just pieces of wood. Once they're all cut out, again, I'll load the jigger. That'll sit perfectly within the jig. And with that loaded up, I've got the template saved in LightBurn. I'll open that up. I'll change the text at the bottom here. So I've got different ones. One there, so I've got mum there. I've got dad. I've got another one, so someone's name on the bottom of that one. Again, that is just using this jig, putting it in the right place, and then with these cut out Christmas trees, I'll put them in place every single time, and then change the text or change whatever I'm going to put in place, and then that'll be in the perfect place every single time. And once again, if you want to see some more details on the Algolaser Pixi, I'll put a link down in the description where I covered and reviewed the laser previously. Fantastic little video covering different things again you can do with it, so definitely check that out down below. And don't forget to check out Algolaser, guys. They are today's video sponsor, so a massive shout out to Algolaser for making this video possible. They are running an absolutely unreal Black Friday event at the moment. So again, check them out, guys. I will put a link down in the description for them. And you can also use my personal promotion code to get even more off the top. Again, I'll put that down below for you to use. So I do hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm off to go and cut and engrave a lot more Christmas items ready for the run up to Christmas. And I hope you are doing the same, because this is the best time of year to get your stuff out there. And don't forget to check out today's video sponsor, Algolaser, down below. And also like the video and subscribe if you're not already. And we'll see you in the next video. Ta-ra now.